Yeah, you straight. Islam. We're here. Last day of the convention weekend. We had a good turnout. It was good to build with some of the Moors, meet some of the Moors, meet some of the Facebook active Moors that we ain't never met. You know what I mean? But we're sitting here now live. We're sitting here live with Brother Amazite Bay of the Amazite Bay Show. I know you just woke up, Mar, but we're gonna get this done because we gotta get some stuff on the record. Since all we do is hear from outside people about the story. So give us like a brief of what happened when the levees broke.
Okay.
Out there, like what was, you know what I mean? Because you know when they say state of emergency or whatever,
right.
It's usually fire or some shit, or you know what I mean? But now we're talking about nature just going off on people. So what went down when them levees broke and everybody knew them levees broke? What was the scene out there?
Well, I mean, the scene was prior to the levee breaking. I mean, the storm, quote unquote, like it already hit. Like it already had hit us. So, you know, some people left and came back, you know, like myself. You know, we left and came back for the simple fact that everybody in so-called New Orleans, they didn't have cars. You know, I had a friend of mine, you feel me, he took it upon himself and he took a whole school bus. And he's on a mirror in so-called New Orleans, on the wall. So when
he's a community? He's somebody from the community or whatever?
Yeah, he's somebody from the community I went to school with, you know, in the same, what they call, at the time, you feel me, the domicile, they call it project. So at that time, my mother was domiciled in a project. So you could say he's from, you know, quote unquote, the same project, well, you know, that we was dwelling in. Right. And matter of fact, he had the opportunity to be on Oprah and he turned it down.
Oh wow.
No, I think he was on Oprah. I'm not sure. He probably was on Oprah. Matter of fact, he was on Oprah. He was on Oprah. Yeah. After that. So, and the reason why I'm saying putting that in context, because them levee it wasn't the storm that did it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it had flooding, it had water, but by the time we got back and we sitting there that evening, all we heard was boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, are you serious? Like we in Iraq or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they yaying us, like what the hell? Like who dropping bombs?
Yeah.
You know, like
it was literally bombs dropping.
Yeah, I mean, we hear bombs dropping.
Firecrackers. He said, now it's blowing up the levee.
So you actually heard the explosion?
Heard and saw it.
Oh, yeah,
and you saw it?
I saw it.
Yeah.
What did you see?
We couldn't see really that close, but we could see close enough. We seen the helicopters come over the levee, and I think they were dropping package charges and dropping them on the levee and let them blow up there. But they might have sent some guys from the helicopter down there to work on it to blow it up right there.
Okay, so you heard the explosion, you saw the helicopters.
So next thing I know, we go, you know, investigate and all that. They got water just rushing in, you feel me? They got a barge by the levee. Yeah. And we like, oh, okay, they did another one of this because 40 years prior to that,
there's already the history there.
There's already history, of them doing the same thing. Right. And it was Hurricane Bessie.
Yeah.
But early Wednesday morning,
Hurricane Betsy is taking a more northwesterly turn and is now heading directly for the Louisiana coast. The Weather Bureau...
New Orleans Weather Bureau picks it up now, and warnings go out from civil defense in the state's capital at Baton Rouge.
Flying coastal areas should be evacuated early today, before escape routes are cut off by rising waters.
Offshore oil rigs are abandoned. Ships head into port. Cars come streaming up from the Delta. 250,000 refugees, many of them heading for New Orleans. For New Orleans itself, there's literally no place to go. It's surrounded by river, lake, and swampland. So the town boards up and battens down in the shelter of its levees. Already, its Civil Defense Emergency Operating Center is manned by nearly 200 people, representing all the city's emergency services. Near dusk, Mayor Victor Skiro comes down the stairs to hear disturbing news.
Be advised, an extremely dangerous Betsy is headed toward New Orleans. Serious flooding may occur just south of Lake Pontchartrain and Jefferson Lake Orleans Parish. As strong northerly winds force water over the seawall.
Now, I wasn't born. My mama was a child, and she went through that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So she already told me.
Right.
Because for this storm, she was like, you know what I'm saying? At that time, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? She was like, Blackamore boy, it's time to go. And my mama never said it's time to go, because we don't had hurricanes, stuff. And it's like
that one was on the level of Bessie.
Right.
That made her go back like, yo.
So, and she ain't had no radio or nothing. She already said, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's time to go. Okay, my mama said it's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time to go. So we left, you know what I'm saying? We left, and like I said, I came back because everybody didn't have a car.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? You had we with the dudes that was responsible, we would go take a car, take a bus, or use your vehicle and come back and forth to get people out of the city, because nobody around that time, nobody really had no cars. Like in New Orleans, I mean, a one bedroom was like $225, $275, $325. A regular house maybe $20,000.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, you know, and I'm from the ninth, so-called ninth one. So you know what I'm saying? That's like one of the areas like the slum.
They don't care.
They don't care. You feel me? We didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Called the Canal Cutthroat Committee. You feel me? So we, you know, Crescent City, Chopper City. We didn't really care either.
Right.
So you leave us alone. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but at the time, you feel me, Mom was in that project. So when we investigate, bruh, the storm might have hit, I want to say, that day. When that happened, that night, within an hour, 2 hours, you got water up the hill.
Yeah.
Then, an hour later, you got water up the hill. Hour later, you got water up the hill. We like, what? Nah. You know what I'm saying? It was some, not, they'll say conspiracy theory. No, you did the same game. Like the so-called, they'll say Indians. Well, we know that we the Native Americans. When they put, how can I say, when they gave us, what do you call that? Lead, but mercury on the blankets.
Right, yeah.
And now you have, what it is, where they poison the water at.
Right. Detroit.
Okay, Detroit.
Yeah.
That's the same tactic.
Yeah.
The Indians formerly subsisted on game, fish, acorns, etc. But it is now impossible for them to make a living by hunting or fishing, for nearly all the game has been driven from the mining region, or has been killed by the thousands of our people who now occupy the once quiet home of these children of the forest. Edward A. Stevenson.
Near the crowded gold fields, Indians found it harder and harder to find food. Some began to steal. The miners despised them all as diggers. One California law made it legal to declare any jobless Indian a vagrant, then auction his services off for up to 4 months. And it permitted whites to force Indian children to work for them until they were 18, provided the permission of what the law called a friend was obtained first. Whites hunted down adult Indians in the mountains, kidnapped their children, and sold them as apprentices for as little as $50. If ever an Indian was fully and honestly paid for his labor, one white settler said, it was not my luck to hear of it. Indians could not complain in court because by another California statute, no Indian or black or mulatto person was permitted to give evidence in favor of or against a white person.
The miners are sometimes guilty of the most brutal acts with the Indians. Such incidents have fallen under my notice that would make humanity weep and men disown their race. William Swain.
We hope that the government will render such aid as will enable the citizens of the North to carry on a war of extermination until the last redskin of these tribes has been killed. Extermination is no longer a question of time. The time has arrived. The work has commenced. And let the first man that says treaty or peace be regarded as a traitor. Eureka Herald, 1853.
Indians continued to die from diseases the white man had inadvertently introduced among them. But now, thousands more were being killed deliberately.
The bold volunteers crept on them before day and killed about 9 men, the balance escaping. The women and children remained, trusting that an American would not murder women and children. In this they were mistaken. The Americans searched around among the haystacks with a hatchet and split the children's heads open. In this way, there were over 40 women and children butchered.
The towns of Marysville and Honey Lake paid bounties for Indian scalps. Shasta City offered $5 for every Indian head brought to City Hall. And California's state treasury reimbursed many of the local governments for their expenses.
It was of no unfrequent occurrence for an Indian to be shot down in cold blood, or a squaw to be raped by some brute. Such a thing as a white man being punished for outraging an Indian was unheard of. It was the fable of the wolf and the lamb every time. General George Crook.
There were some 150,000 Indians in California before the 49ers came. By 1870, there would be fewer than 30,000. It was the worst slaughter of Indian peoples in United States history.
They got lead poison.
Right.
It's the same.
Same game that they.
Same game you playing.
And it's against the same people.
Right, the same people.
The indigenous people.
Right, so I'm looking at this and I'm like, are you serious? So then I'm like, okay, there's no National Guards. There's no, the so-called corporate security guard, they left.
They left
it was a jungle, they left.
Yeah.
It's straight like, it's straight. We did
what we did. We're out of here.
Yeah,
we're not trying to get caught in this water. Or
right.
Yeah.
So they got people, man. Bruh, when the water come, bruh, I promise you, bruh, it was like 30 feet of water. Like I'm literally seeing houses moving 5 miles. I'm just a whole house just going down the street. Yeah. Not in no little water.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like Olympic pool
like
water.
Tsunami.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, the next thing you see, the aquarium bus. They got an aquarium, New Orleans Aquarium.
Yeah.
Now you got alligators, white alligators, and snakes, and boa constrictors, and these exotic birds coming down the street. Like they hungry. You know what I'm saying? They got feces, the sewers jumping up.
Yeah.
Then the zoo, the zoo got an electronic locking system.
Right.
That's gone.
Yeah.
They got seals. They got hippos in the street, homie. You know what I'm saying? They got tigers swimming. You know what I'm saying? We already had gators and crocodiles.